Hey guys, all right, I'm about to go under the Lucia Light. This will be my second experience. My first one happened about 3 years ago. The first time I did it, I didn't want to set an intention. I just wanted to go in and surrender and have the experience and see what it's all about. This time I do have an intention. Actually, I set a few. So my intention is to, one, surrender and let go of the urge to try and will things into existence. In other words, what I want to do is learn to allow things to unfold as they're meant to and be okay with that. So my second intention is to ask my guides to be easily accessible to those who need my services. In other words, I work as a personal health and wellness coach. I do one-on-one individual coaching sessions with clients, and I also do group coaching. But what I want to do is ask my guides for help in allowing those people who really could benefit from my services to find me easily. My third intention is to increase my energy to pursue my goals around my business, my relationship, and my health. And how do I plan on going in with these intentions? Well, I'm going to do a little meditation before, and also to not be attached to any specific outcomes. Whatever is meant to be, I'm okay with that, and to know that everything will happen in divine timing. All right, so I'll see you on the other side. Hi, everybody. I'm here with Wanda. Wanda, I'll let you introduce yourself because you are a woman of many talents.
Thank you. So my name is Wanda Korea, and I am a hypnagogic light therapist, which is the light that we're going to do today and talk about. And I also do biofield healing, which is an energy work that helps you discover new or energies that are stuck in your biofield. And then I also am a sound healer, and we do sound. I do sound baths with Catherine, and we are Sounds of the Light. And so yeah, we do a lot of different things, but it's all a lot of fun.
And you may recognize her from a previous video I did on what a sound bath is. So I'll put the link in the description below. And so tell me a little bit more about this light therapy, hypnagogic light. What does that mean?
Yeah, hypnagogic is that state you get into just before you fall asleep. And that's the state where you can where you get the most information and you can get the most downloads. You can get you absorb the most. So that's why you can do like a lot of learning at that point. They tell you to have headphones on when you're trying to learn things, right? When you go to sleep. And that's when your brain is receptive to that stuff. So the hypnagogic light gets you into that state instantly. And so you're in it for the 20 minutes that, or 20 or 30-minute session that you're in, you're in that state. So you can absorb whatever information you're wanting to attract into your life. From what I've seen, when you're in the light, you actually have almost a hallucinogenic experience. The lights are flashing, you see colors, you see shapes, and it's almost kind of like a kaleidoscope, if you will. But that's not the light. The light's just white and it's just flashing. So the stuff that's created in your mind is what you see. So the colors are all created from your
Oh, wow.
your
So it's
mind.
tapping into something within you.
Correct.
Just like if I took a hallucinogenic, everybody has their own unique experience.
Correct. They go on journeys, a different state of consciousness.
Like a higher realm.
Correct. You can your higher self, that particular. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I've heard a lot of different stories. Yeah. So it just depends on the person, where they're at in their spiritual journey.
So before I go into this, what do you recommend that I do or somebody else does?
I start you on, we call them tests. So there's a test for very, very light, and then there's a medium, and then there's a strong one that's 5 minutes. So we build you up a little bit so you kind of get an idea of what it's like before we put you under a 20-minute session. Okay. Because it can be a little intense when you're not used to the light situation. And the beautiful thing about this versus doing like a a psychedelic or something like that, is that you can just cover your eyes a little bit and let your eyes relax. And two, we can turn it off at any point in time. If you feel like it's too much for you, just we can just turn it off, and you don't there's no side effects to that.
So the first time I had an experience with this, I wanted to set an intention, but then I had a lot of ideas. Should I set an intention to release negative energies, limiting beliefs, or whatever's no longer serving me? Should I set an intention for what I want to manifest in the next 6 months? But then I kind of went into it and it's like, you know what, let me just not set any intention. Let me just experience it. So what do you recommend?
I think the first time it's probably good to just experience it, so that way you know what it feels like, because once it starts, your intentions, everything go out the window, because it's so different, and you're like, what am I looking at and what am I seeing? And you're just so mesmerized by what's going on in your mind that you're not even looking, you're not even thinking about the intention you set. So setting your intentions before you go in is really a good thing. So the first time, I mean, you can do that too. I've had people have all kinds of breakthroughs on their very first time, and then I've had people have breakthroughs little at a time each time, so that it'll build on, each session they do will build. And so it just depends on the person. It's just everybody's different. And sometimes the last couple times I've done it, I went to sleep and I was like, I didn't know you could go to sleep on this stuff, but it's beautiful.
Okay. All right, so let's check it out. Okay, so here I am under the light. This is a 20-minute session. When you choose your journey, which there are about 100, maybe more, the journeys range in length and strength. Some of the journeys include names like Dream, Fearless, Illuminated, Into Alpha, DMT, Nurture, and more. On this day, I opted for a medium strength journey around grounding. Originally, I had my mind set on a psychedelic journey experience, but because of the powerful energies that have been going on lately, I felt like I needed something a little more gentle. This experience was extraordinary because the way Wanda conducts a session is very different than your average light session experience, and here's how. Rather than putting headphones on me and playing ambient music or sound healing music, Wanda actually performs the sounds live and intuitively. I was fortunate because in this session, Wanda and her business partner Catherine were both in the room doing a very customized sound bath while I was under the light. And the best part about it is she has a gift that allows her to read the energy coming off of the person in the session. So not only do I get to have this hypnagogic experience with a live sound bath, when it's over, she interprets any messages that came through to her for me. So here is my post-session review. I wanted to wait a few days so that I can give you a more accurate evaluation of my experience. So I went in knowing that I would experience a lot of visuals around colors, shapes, and textures. But this time I wanted to take it further. I wanted to go deeper. I was hoping, to make it more than just a fun visual experience, and it certainly was. I definitely felt it on a deeper level, although it wasn't super profound as far as, talking to loved ones on the other side, nothing like that for me necessarily. However, it was profound in its own way, and I will get into that. But first, according to some Lucia Light websites, they actually recommend a series of 6 sessions so that each person can really get acclimated and accustomed to the light, to feeling comfortable with the experience, and also being able to let go and go a little bit deeper. I know some people that have had very profound experiences just with one session. What I realized after my session was that the intentions I set going in did not necessarily take effect. However, it doesn't mean that the light didn't work for me, that the experience wasn't effective, because it was. In fact, it was effective in a way that I didn't expect, and it gave me exactly what I needed. It met me exactly where I was, and helped me After my session, I was certain that I got what I needed the most because I felt calmer, I felt more grounded, I felt more connected to myself, and a lot more comfortable with myself, the way I had been feeling, and the energies in the world that are going on, but also with all the shifts happening and all the growth in the world. So, I'm a highly sensitive person, and the last month or two, I have been losing sleep, feeling very emotional at times, and feeling uncertain at times. Also, I've been experiencing some odd and unique insights and a lot more synchronicities, and in a way feeling like an open wound. And by the way, if you ever experience these feelings of uncertainty, I recommend working on your root chakra. Your root chakra is going to help you feel more grounded, and there's several ways of doing this depending on which one works best for you. You could see a Reiki practitioner and request that they work on all your chakras, but primarily your root. And most Reiki practitioners, when they do a chakra reading, they'll know which chakra you need, but also wherever they do the Reiki, it's going to go to where you need it most. If that happens to be your root, then it'll go to your root. Working on your root chakra is going to help you feel more grounded. Another way of helping you cope is doing guided meditations or not guided meditations on your root chakra. Yoga is really good for this because in yoga we visualize the roots coming out of our feet or our bodies and being deeply rooted into the earth, going deep and wide. So yoga is a good practice for strengthening your root chakra. One of my favorite ways to help me ground is spending time in nature, especially walking barefoot on the earth, walking barefoot in the ocean, or any natural body of water. So before I went into my session, I shared with Wanda how I was feeling. And so she was reading me some potential journeys that I could be doing. And then as I was kind of contemplating which one to do, she just landed on one. She says, "Oh, this is the one you need." I went with it, and I'm glad I did because it was exactly what I needed. And I trusted her intuition. And that's the thing with energy work is it doesn't always have to make sense, but you just go with it and it will guide you. So back to my experience. I was under the light. I was seeing the visuals. I was relaxing into it, having fun with the shapes, the geometric shapes, the kaleidoscopes, the different colors, and the textures. And I told myself, let's take it further. Let's see if I can go further. And there were times, even with all the spinning, I was able to slow down the spinning, even make it stop at times, and go further. So it felt like there was like a veil, a curtain almost, maybe a sort of a sheer curtain. And I was trying to go beyond that. I didn't quite make it past it, but I got up to like where it was up to my face where I can kind of pierce through, but I didn't really see anything on the other side yet. But I felt that there was a lot of energy on the other side, and I was receiving it. It was a little fuzzy. I couldn't quite make it out, but I felt like I was on the edge in a good way. It wasn't necessarily peering into another world, but peering into myself, which might sound weird, but that was my experience. And when I did that, the more I did that, the calmer I felt. It was like I felt aligned, I felt grounded, I felt my anxiety and tension just lift. And I really wasn't feeling anxious, but there was a level of anxiety going on in me that I would say I didn't necessarily recognize it as anxiety at the time. But once it lifted, that's when I realized, oh wow, I didn't even know I was feeling anxious. Now that it's gone, I can clearly tell the difference. Also, my vulnerability. So sometimes when I'm having these phases of feeling emotional, I feel very vulnerable to whatever's happening around me, inside of me. And suddenly I just felt at ease with that vulnerability. I felt safe, I felt protected. I don't even know if protected is the right word, but I felt like it doesn't matter to be vulnerable. That's okay to be vulnerable. This is how it is. This is how it is to be human. And immediately after my session, I felt renewed. And it's kind of hard to explain, but I went in feeling one way, hoping to have a certain experience, and I came out feeling completely opposite of how I went in. Sure, I was excited and happy to go in, but I was also having a lot of these weird emotions happening. I felt uncertain, ungrounded, vulnerable, and emotional, and a little bit of a low level of anxiety. And when I came out, I felt completely calm, restored, aligned, comfortable, at ease, with the uncertainty. So I didn't get any answers per se, but I felt okay knowing that things will fall into place however they will, and I will be okay with it. And I'm more centered inside, internally, and that's what's most important. So that was my experience this round, and I'm really looking forward to taking it deeper and continuing my sessions with Wanda. I feel like I've established trust with myself somewhere. I was able to let my guard down and am ready to explore the possibilities. So if you've ever experienced the Lucia Light or any type of light therapy, hypnagogic experience, I'm curious, what was your experience like? What did you expect? Why did you want to do it, and what did you get out of it? Share your thoughts or your experience in the comments below. And also, for those of you who haven't tried it but want to, I recommend going to the Lucia Light website and going to their locator tool. But anyways, thanks for watching. That's it for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it.